Hey you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from deep in the heart of Texas. More specifically, we are in Houston, Texas. Even more specific than that, we are at Hertz Rental Car here at the Houston airport. Just noticed the abundance of yellow here, the yellow bus, my yellow shirt. And Jen had some appointments to make, so she has began her drive back home to the North Carolina mountains. I am going to be here in Texas for another week, but in order to get around, I did decide to get a rental car. Of course, rode a train down here to Texas, but my plan, it is the year of planes, trains, and automobiles, so I took a train down to Texas. I'm going to drive around in a rental car, and then I'm going to drive the rental car back here to the airport and fly a plane back to, not back to North Carolina, but back to Chicago, where my car is waiting, and I will then drive that car back down to North Carolina. So just got a rental car for the next week. Let's see if we can go find it. So let's see what we got here. Sometimes they let you pick out your own car. Here they told me my car was in space 410. So we got 408 here, and here we go. What is this? Oh no, it's a Nissan. Wait, what type of Nissan is this? Oh my gosh, it is a white Nissan Rogue. For those of you who have been following my adventures through the past couple years, I went on a road trip a few years ago. My car ended up going into the shop, having some problems, and then a day later, once I got the car back, I was involved in a rear-end car accident, which left my car stranded in Columbus, Ohio for 4 months. I think it was about 4 months. And my rental cars with an S, plural, were white Nissan Rogues. I went through 3 of these white Nissan Rogues that failed me. Hopefully this one can be up to the test and get me around Texas for the next week. Oh my gosh, I'm so nervous. Yeah, it feels so wrong to be back behind the seat of a Nissan Rogue. And hopefully I remember how to drive. I'm just kidding. I've been driving Jed's car around, but it's funny. You know, I think I went 2 weeks without driving, and that's interesting, going that long without driving, with as much driving as I normally do. Yeah, just in general, I don't necessarily enjoy the rental car experience. I like driving my car that I'm comfortable with and I know how to drive. So always a learning curve when you get in an unfamiliar car. Like, what's this thing here? What does this even do? But yeah, I wanted to have a little bit of freedom to drive around Texas for about a week and then head back home. Of course, I've got all my appointments, all my doctor's appointments. I officially have health insurance again because it is now February. So I've got all my doctor's appointments, my primary, my dentist, my eye doctor, and then of course the looming surgery coming up. All that is going to be within like the span of a week once we get home. So I'm going to be out of commission a little bit. I'm gonna kind of try to keep in touch with you guys. I'm gonna try to put out some videos, but I don't know how I will be feeling. I don't know how many videos I may end up missing. So I wanted, while I'm healthy, before all those appointments dig into my flesh, I figured, spend an extra week here in Texas doing fun Texas stuff. And I think today we're gonna invoke the EM rule. As I travel around, I like to visit different museums of all sorts. And I've actually got a lot of recommendations to visit the Museum of Natural Sciences here in Houston. So I think we're going to head over there and see what that is all about. So please, follow me. Okay, remember, we're parked in Celiophysis. And we have arrived here at the Houston Museum of Natural Science. Okay, so they have 3 special exhibits going on right now. They are $20 a piece. I went ahead and got all 3 of them because I don't know when the next time I'll be back is. So we got King Tut's tomb, sharks, and then death by natural causes. And I was not expecting to see you here. We have a Zoltar here at the Houston Museum of Natural Science. Let's see if we got $1 for old Zoltar. Running out of dollars, Zoltar. Need to go easy on me.
Cheer up, my friend, and listen to the proverb from Zoltar. A smile is worth 100 frowns in any market. Ah, yes, and lucky for you, the great Zoltar sees much happiness ahead for you.
Oh, much happiness.
Go find
That's
it
good.
now, but don't run out.
Go find it now?
Zoltar has more to say for you, if you have a small gift for me.
And right next to Zoltar, we got our pressed penny machine. Let's just go ahead and stock up on we haven't even seen the museum yet, but let's stock up on these pennies. We'll get what is it, 8 for $5? A bargain. A nice handful of change to start our adventure. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and head upstairs. We got our timed entry for the death by natural causes. Oh, look at that squid there. See him attacking Moby Dick. Okay, we need one more flight of stairs here to get to the 3rd floor. So yeah, I thought this looked like a very interesting exhibit. It is an exhibit on death by natural causes. Look at this horse-drawn hearse here. This is actually on loan from the National Museum of Funeral History, where we just were a couple days ago. But let's head in the gates here. Here we have people that died of natural causes. Carl Wilhelm Scheele. He invented green dye and then died from the toxic properties of said dye. Marie Curie famously discovered radiation and then died from radiation poisoning. Michael Farley says he was a U.S. congressman, died because of his animal hair shaving brush was infected with anthrax. And David Grunman, who shot a cactus with a shotgun and then it landed on him and killed him. Talks about death by natural causes here. It actually makes the distinction that death by bears often not considered natural causes because they are violent, and violent deaths are considered to be accidental because the bear would maul you. Now they notice here they have death certificates of various famous people. Orson Welles, Walt Disney, James Dean, Frank Sinatra. This talks about cyanide poisoning, and all these items here contain cyanide. Hydrangeas. I think I might have hydrangeas in my yard. Contain cyanide. Cigarettes. Oh, delicious almonds, delicious lima beans contain cyanide. Apples, burnt plastic, insecticides, even cherry pits. Oh, and I think here we can actually smell cyanide. Okay, so. Oh yeah, it pretty much just smells like a really strong apple smell. So if you smell something that smells like an apple, don't eat it. Unless it's an apple. Don't eat too much. Now we saw Zoltar in the lobby. Here's another fortune teller.
You will die, but then again, we all do.
She said I will die. That's a bad fortune. Apparently she will tell me how long I live. Okay, so what is my age? Oh, that says 59. Oh, okay. How old am I? 40. will be... Okay, I'm 44. Continue.
That's interesting.
That's interesting. I am male.
You know.
Do you exercise regularly?
Prepared.
Somewhere in the middle. I would say... Yeah, I'd say yeah.
Ah,
Do I smoke? No.
interesting.
Do I have an annual physical? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Weight a balanced diet? Ooh. You know what? I'm going to take the L on this one.
That's interesting.
Am I left-handed? No.
Ah.
Am I overweight? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have diabetes? Yes.
Of course.
Do I consume more than one alcoholic beverage a day? No.
Interesting.
She thinks this is very interesting. Are you in a long-term relationship? I am.
They say never look back.
Peer into the
darling,
crystal
it
ball.
distracts
How many
you.
years remain? I have 30 years left? That doesn't seem like a lot. Oh, now I'm totally bummed out. Man. Ah, this is a depressing museum. Here is rhubarb. It says that the stalks are used to make delicious rhubarb pie, but however, the leaves are deadly poison. So you make this pie. This is the pie zone. This is the death zone. Now they showed us some poison. Here's some venom. We have a Gila monster. That looks like a big old snake over here. Oh yeah, that's a western diamondback rattlesnake. The skeleton in the bathtub here. It says odds of death by tub are about 1 out of 10,500 in a lifetime. I mean, that's a lot more than like winning the lottery or something. So I guess you know what? I don't like those odds. Okay, so this display here, we have a dog and a gun. Okay, we just try to figure out what's the more risky. For your two paired objects, choose which one of the two fates are more likely to result in your death. A dog with a gun or lightning. You see the lightning in the tube back there. I'm going to say the dog, because dogs, you know, can bite you. Getting hit by lightning is pretty rare, so. A dog shooting its owner. Oh, so the dog actually shoots you with the gun is one in a little over 5 million. Getting struck by lightning. Oh, okay. So you're way more likely to get struck by lightning than shot by your dog. Although, I think getting shot by your dog is a pretty highly unlikely situation. You know, most dogs don't even know how to use a gun. So what are you more likely to die by? Getting hit with a meteorite or by taking a selfie? I'm going to guess selfie because people like walk off cliffs while they're taking selfies. So 1 in 1,300,000. And, okay, yeah, getting struck by a meteorite is almost, yeah, that's right. I do this. Only one person has ever been hit by a meteorite. So that's, yeah, almost impossible. But selfie death, definitely in the realm of possibility. Okay, we decided what's more deadly, bees or furniture. I mean, furniture could break and you could fall on the ground. Bee could sting you to death. I'm going to say furniture is more dangerous. So bees are 1 in 1,300,000. Furniture, oh. Falls involving furniture, 1 in 5,000. You're more likely to die by furniture than you are drowning in the bathtub. So bicycle or car? I think that depends. I think if you are on the bicycle, you're more likely to die that way. If you are in the car, a bicycle's not going to hurt you. I don't know what they mean exactly. Okay, so bicycle accidents, 1 in 4,000, almost 5,000. Car accidents, 1, oh yeah. Car accidents, gosh, yeah. Man, I'm never getting in a car again. And we have lawnmower versus botulism. Eating a rotten can of tomatoes or being run over by a lawnmower. I say botulism, probably. That just seems more common. Lawnmower, 1 in 53,000. Botulism, 1 in 1 million. Yeah, lawnmowers are dangerous. Who would have known? Way more dangerous than being shot by your dog, but dangerous nonetheless. Oh, what's this? Heart disease or hot dog? I'm saying isn't heart disease? Oh, heart disease or choking. I would say heart disease. I think heart disease is like the number 1. So choking in food, odds in 1 in 4,000. Heart attacks, 1 in 7. Beware the heart. Here we have a poison green dress. Now, in the Victorian period, there was a lot of advancements in technology, but people's idea of safety and what these contained in these items were behind the progress of the actual technology. So they were creating new things without the awareness of how toxic they were. And one of them was the green dye used in the dresses here. There's so many horrible poisonings and things that people were doing to themselves in the Victorian period. But this actually gives me a thought. The Haunted Mansion ride at Disney, which this obviously reminds me of, it even has the purple wallpaper. The cast members wear green dyed Victorian outfits. I wonder if that's intentional, because they're toxic and they would have died from wearing the green. That's really interesting to think about. Huh. Paint can be toxic. Here's these beautiful, deadly paintings. This is why they tell you don't touch the paintings when you're in an art museum, because the paint is toxic. More arsenic. Arsenic seems to be the thing that people are most determined to get in their system and poison themselves. And then lead, the infamous lead paint with its sweet, delicious flavor. Also talks about these lead toys that were prizes in Cracker Jack boxes. So, okay, I get it. They're poisonous. But I would imagine that these would kill more kids by just making them choke on them. Look how dangerous those are. As a choking hazard. You could get choked and lead poisoned at the same time. Oh yeah, the watch painters, where the women would paint watches and dab them on their tongue, but they were painting it with radioactive paint. You have mercury, which gets in your hat. You get mercury poisoning from hats. That's why there was the Mad Hatter in Alice in Wonderland, because there was a real epidemic of hat makers going insane from mercury poisoning. Here is uranium salt glass. You can see, oh yeah, it glows on the black light. I see these for sale at different oddity shops and whatnot, but I probably would not drink out of one. This is radioactive Fiesta ware. Well, that looks like a great picture for a Fiesta. Let's see if we move the, oh, there's the radiation detector. We move it closer to the Fiesta ware. Oh no. Oh no, that's a lot of radiation for a picture. Okay, we have to examine this body here. It's covered in these lesions. Oh, what's this? Insert hand to reveal cause of death. Oh, I hope he wasn't like killed by scorpions or something. Let me see. Put their hand in there. Oh. What did it say? Oh, jeez. Is it arsenic? And it tried to jump scare me. And we walk here through the poison greenhouse. Different plants that can kill us. This is the nightshade family, which contains many poisons, but many plants that we use as well, including tomatoes, potatoes, and tobacco, which, man, you know what? It's really bad stuff. There's about poison hemlock. There's Socrates, the philosopher that was forced to end himself by being forced to eat hemlock. And there's the poppy. There's different opium pipes to ingest the poppy. Not sure why it's in the greenhouse here, but there's a trepined skull from Bolivia, where they did primitive surgery where they would cut holes in their skull. I guess these are food items that are not necessarily poison, but can cause scary allergic reactions in different people. Oh, another body here. It's got blue toes, blue hands, a little bit of blue face. Insert hand to reveal cause of death. What does it say? Ergotism. Oh, it's blowing a fan there. We're now entering the man versus beast section. Look at that. And look at this sculpture here. It's human skeletons being attacked by snake skeletons. Here are warm-blooded animals that kill people. Ostriches, I guess they like to kick people to death. Lions like to bite people to death. Tigers also like to bite people. The water buffalo here probably just rams them with his horns, and then this leopard up here probably likes to eat your face. Oh, we have the poor innocent-looking house cat there. Now apparently they get you by infecting you with diseases with their feces. Oh, this guy's terrified here. This skeleton running away from, oh yeah, Komodo dragon. Definitely want to get away from him. Komodo dragon is one of those animals that has like the rotting meat in their mouth. When they bite you, you get a really bad infection. There's a poison cane toad chilling in his water dish. A big scary centipede. Oh no, not you, possum. You don't kill people, do you? Actually, they don't. They're here because it talks about anti-venom, and possums actually are highly resistant to poisons, and actually cannot get rabies because of their immune system. Some poison spiders on display. There's a black widow inside that boot there. Oh yeah, they display the spiders inside of boots. Oh, now we're getting into snake bites.
The rattlesnake is...
So antique snake bite kits have the anti-venom in them. Some toxic fish. Got the puffer fish. It says that one puffer fish has enough venom to kill 30 people. And some people actually like to try to eat the puffer fish. That's actually one of the most dangerous things to try and eat. There's the scorpion fish and the deadly piranha. Now it says that most piranha attacks on humans is when the piranhas get trapped in shallow water and become really, really hungry. Stingray there, and stingray barbs. Remember when Steve Irwin was killed by a stingray? And I believe he was one of the only people to ever be killed by one.
That's trouble.
The Theater of La Mort. You see the projection of the woman talking about how that shell there had stung her while she was on a remote island, and she had blacked out for 2 days. We see the plague doctor there, the plague doctor uniform. One of the most terrifying looks into the past. Here is the Deadly Dozen, the top 12 animals that are deadly to human beings. Now, the hippo, only number 12. I've heard before the hippo was the most dangerous, probably of large animals, one of the more dangerous, but only 12. It's actually these smaller ones you have to watch out for. A lot of these are very small animals. Tapeworms, yeah, a lot of them are more related to roundworm, related to disease or infection than they are to just being a big scary monster. Oh, the scorpion is number 7. Freshwater snail, what's he do? He causes infection. Assassin bug, sandfly. Armadillo, what are you doing in here? Is the armadillo really one of the deadliest animals? I don't see a number next to it. I know they do spread leprosy though, which is absolutely no fun. But the crocodile here, it's a big old crocodile. Number 11, so he's just one up. 12 is the hippo. 11 is the crocodile. Number 2 is the snake. So yeah, that makes sense. They're venomous. They're predators. So yeah, watch out for snakes. Apparently Indiana Jones was was on the right track there. Number 4, the dog, the animal that we trust the most. I think probably that is it that what makes him so dangerous. We trust him. It's always the one you trust the most. But number 1 gets his own room in here. It is the mosquito. And I actually, I saw the list, that's what I expected, just because of the massive amount of disease the mosquito has given through history. Can you see him? Can you see the little mosquito in there? There we go. If you couldn't see him, here's a big horrifying bisected mosquito there. You can see all those mosquito guts. Here are some of the different viruses the mosquitoes carry. West Nile, Ebola, and Zika. So yeah, all these different diseases all carried by that one animal. Another cause of death. Oh, look at that. That's pretty scary. Oh, this is the bubonic plague, I think. Those are the black things I think are buboses. So I'm going to say the plague. Insert hand to reveal. Oh, it got it. Nailed it. The plague. The plague. Better find yourself a plague, doctor, sir. We have made it to the end. We survived the death by natural causes exhibit. Seriously, this exhibit was amazing. It's one of the best like temporary exhibits I've seen in a museum. Really thought this was cool. In depth, all the different ways they go, all the great visual representations. This was pretty amazing. I'm definitely glad I came out here to the Houston Museum of Natural Sciences today. Next up, we have the Hall of Ancient Egypt. Wonder if they have mummies. And there it is. There is the mummy. This is Nescons. As apparently at one point he was wrapped tightly, his whole body wrapped like this. But in 1901, the Cleveland Historical Society in Cleveland, Ohio, unwrapped the top part of the mummy. I guess they didn't have all the technology to scan the mummy without just ripping him apart. So they opened him up like a birthday present and exposed his face. Here we have another mummy. This is Ankh-Hop the mummy. See in his coffin there, has it raised. And it looks like maybe some not so great things have happened to his face over the years. So the Hall of Ancient Egypt is a permanent exhibit, but the King Tut tomb is a temporary exhibit that has a separate admission. We're headed into the Valley of the Kings, aka Land of the Dead.
At only 9 years old, the boy ascended.
Talks about the exhumation of King Tut's tomb, of the base camp here. And I guess here is where we head into the tomb. Oh, okay. See his tomb here packed with all these different items. Remember learning that the ancient Egyptians believed that they needed all the physical items they used in life to be used after death. So they would hoard their tomb with anything they thought they might need. Oh yeah, what's he storing in here? Yeah, I can relate to King Tut. I am also a bad overpacker, you know, filling up my car with multiple suitcases that I never use. Looks like he kind of did the same thing. This shows how many layers his mummy was actually encased in. We got the big, giant box there, and then smaller box, smaller box, smaller box, smaller box, smaller box, and then 3 sarcophaguses where his mummy would be there in the smallest one. He is legitimately, in death, became a Russian nesting doll. Here are his many caskets. I guess this here would be what his actual body was wearing. He has sandals and then little caps for his toes and fingers. This heavy mask wearing his face, then that would be put in this coffin, which the coffin looks a lot like his face. In fact, all these coffins basically have the same face on them. They're just bigger. Look how bulky the final coffin was. Talks about Egyptomania and how, as a culture, we became obsessed with ancient Egypt. A picture of Katy Perry dressed as a pharaoh there. There's Steve Martin dressed as King Tut. You see his withered body here, adorned with jewels. We exit here through the gift shop, where you can bring home your own King Tut head. Here we head into the Farish Hall of Texas Wildlife. Oh, here's some interesting Texas varmints. Oh, they might be the animals with albinism here. See the albino raccoon, the albino skunk. Okay, this is pretty cool. How they have this display, kind of the immersive lighting here. You can see the birds up in there. Oh, there's two bald eagles there on that branch. Yeah, I guess it's like evening or early morning here in Texas. You can see the antelopes, see the ducks, see the coyote howling at the moon. Oh my, and check out this Texas alligator biting the head off that wild hog. Oh wait, looks like the sun is actually coming out. Okay, so it actually changes, the time of day changes while you're in the exhibit. Yeah, I definitely love this presentation here. Oh, you can see two elk battling for dominance. Bighorn sheep up there, and then the ultimate showdown, porcupine versus badger. Owls up there, while this cat jumps up and punches a bird out of the air. Over there you got the happy little black bear. There's a possum. Oh, and that raccoon's eating a delicious crawfish. And above our head is the ultimate showdown, hawk versus bat. Texas turkey. And there's some buffalo. I didn't know they had buffalo in Texas. Oh, look at that little baby buffalo. We have the extinct species over here. This is the Texas red wolf. He's howling out in pain over the fact that he is extinct. And we have a passenger pigeon. That's always rare to see a passenger pigeon. That's a extinct bird. Another extinct bird here, the Carolina parakeet. There's a sea turtle over here at the coast, laying some turtle eggs. Look at this delicious oyster bed here. All those yummy oysters. Oh, wow. Look at this. This is the cabinet of curiosities here. And we kind of just saw like the modern version of the modern museum. Now here is kind of taking it old school. This is built like an old-timey Victorian style museum, a cabinet of curiosities, if you will. Our animals are just kind of displayed in a manner such as this. See the tiger up on the ceiling. Also crocodile there on the ceiling. Yeah, these are like when museums had limited spaces. Stuff was like placed in glass boxes, often unrelated things put together in close proximity. Oh man, look at this globe. I don't even know what this globe is trying to show. It's not geographic, doesn't look like. It's like different animals and people on the globe. What kind of a globe is this? There you see how it incorporates like indigenous art with animal collections. See the hate totem there. And the individual drawers open up with all these different samples. The chair there, like where Gaston would sit, with all the animals surrounding it, the rhino head over top, even a coelacanth The mythical coelacanth there. Oh my gosh. Chaos reigns. And you can see different oddities incorporated. You got the two-headed calf there. It's like an elephant foot stool. It's like a whale vertebrae, maybe? Yeah, just kind of the old-timey museums where just everything was kind of just put together. Yeah, there's like dead birds in the drawers. Oh, man, there's so many dead birds in here. Ah, some crabs. It's the porcupine. Some ancient Egyptian art. A boar's head. Barnacles. I know it's outdated, but yeah, there is just something magical about this way of displaying things. The old-timey deep sea diving helmet. It's a narwhal tusk. Sawfish noses. And this giant leatherback turtle here. Oh my gosh. Its arm span is bigger than mine. Oh my gosh. There's some water buffalo. You got the giraffe skull with a neck. Although this kind of shows off one interesting thing about giraffes. Is a really interesting fact is that giraffes have the same number of bones in their neck that humans do. The same number of vertebrae. They're just longer. Over here you have brightly colored birds on the top shelf. Oh, what's that creature? I think that's a gorilla paw next to a medieval helmet. Oh, and you can stand here for a photo op. You can pretend that you are in a case in a cabinet of curiosities. I guess you're gonna be like a scary animal. Like, and it does give an explanation where it talks about how the cabinets of curiosities originally, owned by rich and wealthy men and adventurers, that these kind of made the way, evolved into what we now see as museums. And I think it's just great. Basically, in a way, it's like a museum of museums. Again, look out here. This absolutely slick, designed, amazing exhibit out here. And then in here, kind of what led to that. What led to that evolution. I think it's really, I'm fascinated in just the idea of museums in general. So I think it is really great that they have preserved it this way. Preserved the very history of museum institutions. Next up, headed into the Hall of African Wildlife. That's more of the taxidermied animals. Oh, look at that baboon. That is terrifying. And the gorilla. The zebras here. Uh-oh. Watch out for the lions. Here come the lions. Look at this. You can see literally all these different animals. The zebra there. And all these horned animals running from the two lions. Lions here. Everyone get out of town. Look like that guy got himself stuck up in the tree. Elephant over here at the watering hole. Oh, you see the crocodile lurking over there. And over here we have the ultimate showdown. Serval versus stork. Oh, look at that. Looks like the lion got themselves some zebra. It looks like that moochin' vulture wants his own zebra leg. Oh, over here we have a lookout down on the first floor dinosaur exhibit, which we've not yet been to. We'll head down there in a moment. Looks like a lot of fun. Oh, what the heck? Look at this. We've got a mammoth leaping off the ledge there. There's a human skeleton. What does he have, like a torch? Is he chasing the mammoth with a torch? And the mammoth's jumping off the ledge. And then there's another human skeleton flying through the air there. Maybe this will all make sense when we get down to the bottom floor. See all those fish swimming above our heads. This may be the biggest marlin I've ever seen. This marlin is 1,560 pounds. It was caught by a Houston businessman in 1953, and apparently was actually used. The actual footage of this being caught was used in a movie. It came out in 1958, based on Ernest Hemingway's Old Man in the Sea. Let's check out these dinosaurs. Have some of the pre-dinosaur sea creatures, like the Anomalocaris here, that flutters around. We saw the coelacanth in the Cabinet of Curiosities. This museum has 2 coelacanths on display. Oh, of course, these are probably both replicas. Oh, check out these insane salamanders. Look at his head. Yeah, these things are wild. I guess probably some of the earliest life on this planet that walked around. Yeah, there's an early amphibious skeleton. Kind of looks like a big old smile. But this guy ain't smiling, that's for sure. It says this is one of Earth's first plant eaters. This is Diectus. They just like to hang out and munch on plants. Oh, look at this big fossil here. This early crocodilian creature. Headed into the late Jurassic here, where we get some of our dinosaurs. Here's the Stegosaurus standing up. Our museum here has definitely a unique way of displaying the dinosaur bones. Got that really cool, like, mood lighting for the skeletons. Uh-oh. But no matter where you go, you will always see the showdown of T-Rex taking a big snack out of the Triceratops. Oh, look at that. Look at the shadow there. That's pretty amazing. Yeah, I like when they're skeletons, but they're still killing each other. Look at the size of these pterodons here. Just the massive wings, the massive necks there. Imagine that flying through the sky. Oh, don't go messing with the terror bird. That's all I know. They eat tiny horses. There's an early elephant skeleton, and I was not aware of this, but that is a megalodon mouth getting ready to snap him up. Apparently, megalodons did eat elephants. In the ultimate showdown, saber-toothed cat versus giant shore-faced bear. It's the Ermotherium here, an absolutely massive giant land sloth. And they state here that they refer to this as Slothzilla. I thought it was about time for us to show up. Some early humans here. This is Southothrus thishaditis. I apologize on my pronunciations. Oh, Australopithecus. I'm familiar with that. Homo habilis, and the Neanderthals, some of my ancestors. And of course, like any good museum, we have a replica of Lucy. She is an Australopithecus, one of our early relatives. Now we have our showdown here between the humans and the mammoths that we saw from the balcony up above. It looks like this human here, looks like he's got some sort of atlatl there, that he's throwing an arrow into the mammoth's face. And I just want to take just a brief moment to congratulate myself on properly identifying an atlatl. Yeah, we can see this scene gets inherently comical as we see the mammoth launching this human, this skeleton here, this poor, hapless skeleton, into the air. And there's that other mammoth like leaping off a cliff. Again, not 100% sure the chain of events here. Yeah, we got the person with the torch chasing the mammoth off a ledge. And I think maybe this mammoth here, the one being attacked at the atlatl, is simply flinging this skeleton in the air. Now the shark exhibit is supposed to be somewhere down here in the basement, but I do not see it. Have you seen it, alligator? On this random tank of horseshoe crabs, but still don't see the shark exhibit. Yeah, it's like oddly quiet down here. Okay, dead end, we cannot enter that way. Okay, looks like sharks, the Meg, the monsters, the myths are down this way. Yeah, they have a large area down here. They have a lot of classrooms and learning areas. But I think this is the sharks right here. Okay, headed in. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh my God, look how big it's oh, it's so big. This is possibly the biggest shark I've ever seen. So yes, this is the megalodon, the largest shark that has ever existed. It really, take my word for it, this is a big shark. So these are like hammerhead goggles to the head of the hammerhead shark. Actually go around and you can see what a hammerhead sees. So they pretty much they don't seem to have much of a blind spot, like almost no blind spot at all in the front. I assume that they couldn't see what was directly in front of them, but almost like a 180-degree view. Here's some shark cases, almost like shark eggs, where you can find little baby sharks in their cases. I always love to try to find these when I'm on beaches. There's a photo op here where you can pretend you are a shark in an egg sack. Yeah, we learned this actually in the other exhibit, that the megalodon did munch on elephants. So these prehistoric sharks are super weird looking. Like, look at this one. Stethanthagus. He has like a mushroom cloud coming out of his head. He looks more like a Pokemon than a real shark. Is this like a touchscreen? Where'd he go? Here's the bronze tooth replica of a megalodon. Basically a mouthful of Bowie knives. And of course, we all know the only safe place to hide from sharks is in a shark cage. You can see this is one of the filter feeding sharks. Instead of biting chunks of meat, they just open their mouth, let tiny pieces of meat flow through. Oh, and here we have a shark tank. There's different rays and sharks swimming around in there. Oh, here comes a little happy one. Hey, buddy. Hey. There, he gave me a little high five. Some shark-inspired weapons where they actually put shark teeth on them to make them serrated. When we exit through the shark gift shop, big pile of plushy sharks here. Okay, we can head upstairs out of the basement. Looks like we're headed into matter motion. Can you lift 500 pounds? I don't see why not. With the motorcycle there and lever here to push down, and look at that. Lift that motorcycle right up. Let's try this lever here. Oh, that's harder. So that's because of physics. You have to use the further away levers to lift the motorcycle. And now we have to lift a piano. Just to pull on the rope to lift the piano. Okay. I cannot lift a piano with one hand, apparently. You gotta really... come on, you stupid piano. Can't do it. Alright, I may have to use both hands to lift this piano. Yep, lifting a piano, no problem. Just gotta use both hands. Finding these to be very common in different museums where they are a clock that works on the rotation of the Earth. It knocks the little wooden pegs down as it swings back and forth over the course of the day. It's a giant brain. What's in this brain? Oh, look. You can see the brain waves. Wonder what he's thinking about. There's a little exhibit on early alchemy back here. I guess the earliest forms of chemistry. Well, it kind of looks like they're cooking up some moonshine back here. The periodic table of stuff. We have the periodic table of elements, but it shows within the elements the different items that we can find that element in. Here's zirconium, used to make fake diamonds. Strontium, used to make vibrant fireworks. Calcium makes bones. Potassium makes bananas. Different metals. Oh, there you go. Some gold. Gold is made of gold. Oh, bismuth is what we make Pepto-Bismol with. If you want some nitrogen, eat a bag of Doritos. Oh, look at the neon there. Used to make neon signs. Pretty cool. And educational. And over here we have the Hall of the Americas. Yes, North America, South America, Central America. Shows hunting over here, both with a gun and with a spear. Some spear fishing through the ice. There is some goggles to protect eyes from the snow. It's a woman of the Hopi tribe. Talks about World War II code talkers here. During World War II, they actually hired indigenous people from America that spoke indigenous languages to develop develop secret codes. And it says the Japanese were able to figure out that they were using indigenous languages as a basis of their code, but were never able to crack the code. So pretty ingenious. Shows some natives from the plains here using their horses. He actually talks here about how the code talking tradition actually began in World War I, when natives were recruited in to work telephones to speak to one another in their native languages. That way Germans just had no way of decoding the languages because there was very few speakers in the world. And the irony here, as it talks about, and it's a great irony, is that the U.S. government up to that point had been trying to eradicate native languages, intentionally placing children in schools and forbidding them to speak in their native languages in the name of assimilation. And but when they needed them in World War I, they found out that having people that spoke these languages was actually very advantageous. Here's someone of the Kashuta tribe. They do also have an exhibit on Fabergé eggs. So I don't know much about Fabergé eggs, other than these eggs, you know, they're worth a lot of money. And they're shaped like eggs. And we shall exit through the gift shop. Now, I'm definitely in the market for a mosasaur skull, but you know, I'm gonna hold out for a bigger one. And they do have some decent t-shirts here. One of my complaints of a lot of museums is they just don't have a lot of good merchandise with their own names on it. You have the Houston Museum of Natural Sciences snow globe there. Watch out, guys. Here comes the Ice Age. Now we have a Christmas version as well, where all the dinosaurs are wearing Santa hats. There we go. And look at this, for Valentine's Day, you can name a hissing cockroach after your partner. Cockroaches here live in the Heartbreak Motel, and you can see there's actual giant hissing cockroaches in there on the hotel beds just hanging out. And if you pay $10, you can name one of the hissing cockroaches after your boyfriend or girlfriend. And they do have a little bit of merchandise from the Death by Natural Causes exhibit, which is pretty fun. Those are Plague Doctor earwigs. And of course, any science museum needs to sell the freeze-dried astronaut ice cream because it's so delicious. So, thank you for joining me here today at the Houston Museum of Natural Sciences. I loved this museum. I just thought it was great. I loved, you know, the Texas wildlife section was really cool. Kind of the state-of-the-art museum layout, still with the classic taxidermy, but they had the scene set up with all the animals. It actually moved between night and day. And then you had the classic Cabinet of Curiosities, the throwback section of the museum, which I thought was just so well done and so magnificent. I absolutely loved it. The add-on exhibits were amazing, particularly the Death by Natural Causes. It was just one of the greatest temporary exhibits I've seen in a museum in a long time. I don't know if it's a traveling exhibit or not, but if it comes to your area, I would definitely recommend checking that out. It was a little bit, I ended up paying about $100 in admission today. It was $20 a piece for the add-on exhibits for Natural Causes, the King Tut's Tomb, and the Sharks, and then $30 to park. So it ended up being probably on the higher end of expensive, but there probably is a way to get cheaper tickets through City Pass or something like that. So just keep that in mind. But I definitely, definitely pays off checking out these different museums when I come to a city. And you never know what to expect. Some museums are smaller, some museums are less inspired. This museum is a definite must check out. I think if you just have a love for that classic type of museum. So I am staying in Houston tonight. I got one more night at my hotel room here, and then I think we're going to head elsewhere in Texas after that. Now that I've got my rental car, Jen wanted to hang out in Houston for a few days, so she is going to be driving home the next couple days. I don't think she's making any videos on her drive back, but you know she's going to just stop and see some things that she's not seeing. She wants to have it at least visit every state, so she's going to visit some states she's not been to before on the way back. Of course, you can always check out her channel, Jenny Penny, on YouTube if you're interested in that. If you're interested in this channel, though, please subscribe. I travel around the country. I film roadside attractions, amusement parks, museums, haunted houses, and other fun, random stuff. If you'd like to help out the channel, consider contributing to Patreon. $3 or more gets you a postcard once a month from me to you. Also, in the Etsy shop, we sell enamel pins, pressed pennies, motel key fobs, stickers, all sorts of fun stuff down there, and doing personalized messages on Cameo. If you're interested in that, that is also in the description. All those things help keep this train on the track, this boat on the water, and this dirigible in the air. Until next time, my friends, this one's in the bag.